So I did have late yesterday afternoon. We had a conversation, if you remember, and this conversation's led to me speaking to one of your friends, galactic individual. This individual, I led him in my psychic aura, into my personal field. I intended to have him kind of scan my energy, and you know who he is. He gave me his name. He said where he was from. He told us he was from the distant future of humanity, and I wrote it down. I wrote it down in a little notepad because I've been out and about these last few days, right? So he's I so his he and I'm just using this as an example, but he went into my energy field and felt this depth of my aura or my soul or whatever he did. It looked I mean, I like his energy. And then what you get is, and I'm going to illustrate a lot of this stuff. That's why I'm not making, and when I get home tonight, I might not have enough time to draw it out and put it on paper the way I want to for you, because it just feels like it's the best way to illustrate what I'm trying to convey in words and maybe pictures a little better. So he went into my energy field, let him through, right? He kind of wanted to get a grasp of who I was at a soul level. And it was like the Marinara Trench. He just kept going and going and going until one day where he pulled back and he said, okay, what's going on here? All he could get was just Anunnaki, right? He got that. And, because there's still people that the higher beings, let's call them more advanced higher beings, they have scribes, right? They have people around them that they ever want to send a message or send information to the masses, like they did like with Moses when he was talking to God and had this revelation, and God told him, write down these laws. That doesn't go away. Even if we live in the modern era, after the Industrial Revolution, after the invention of penicillin, and after getting through all this, these individuals, there are still people that are visionaries. There's still people that are prophets, and I'm using air quotes. And there's all that. Because of the modern age doesn't mean that has just disappeared over the course of millions of years in humanity. And I think I kind of scraped the surface on this already a few videos ago. But I can say for myself that there's messages that need to convey, and it just feels like a huge urge to express that out there. Otherwise it won't leave. I won't stop thinking about it unless I put it on paper, right? It's like people that write books. They need to let it out. They've had a life where they need others to know about. Do a little book tour, put the information out there, and let people judge for themselves. So that's kind of like what I'm doing with these videos. I'm letting it out there for you guys. So he went in deep. He saw and understood and said Anunnaki. He knew that, and he pulled right back out. And he kind of hung out for a little bit. But I felt his energy. He told me his name. He told me where he was from. And it's not like it matters, really. He's from Earth, but a future part of Earth from us. He also used the word time traveler. He said time traveler. He said time traveler. He said, what was that other thing? Oh yeah, Anunnaki, and there was something else. I wrote it down. I'll do just a 5 second intro in another video real quick just to see if there's anything that comes up, but those were the things I was able to pull out of that. So I'm gonna just continue with another vision. There's another episode of another case that it's earlier than this. So we were on the spaceship, you and I. There was a girl, a lady, Lyran, and her kid was with her, right? Do you remember that? It was her and the kid, and we were both standing next to each other. I could feel that you were next to me. You were closest to the window that looked outside. When you looked outside, you saw planet Earth. So last night I kept thinking about, I wonder what angle you'd have to be so that when you're looking out the window, you can see the planet. And how close are you to the planet where you can see the whole orb, right? Or was just that an image that I got in my head of what I saw, but that I didn't really see? You know, just an illustration of what you are able to see. But not necessarily the actual thing. But when I looked, I saw that. I saw the window. I saw that, and I saw there was Earth was back there. Me. I was just looking at a door frame, and you can see the other room. There was no door, just a frame, and she was standing in front of the door. She had a little Lyran child with her. He's very inquisitive. He was fun. He was cheerful. He was not hiding behind his mom. He felt safe, but he was wondering, who are these two guys? Who are these two people? And she brought us over then to the door frame, and you could see inside there were two chambers. There was two there's these two pods where our bodies are in the pod, and we are doing the Earth mission right now. And it was a lot about what's gonna happen after we go, and call it check out of the planet and we go back home. Well, that's kind of what she said. Well, you're just gonna come back here, and we're gonna put you back in your body, and you're gonna come out, and we'll be okay. Another thing is the way that it's accepted to think about what it feels like to live on Earth. So I got it. You probably got it as well, and maybe this will just clear it up for you. Maybe there's things that you can or cannot say depending on your audience, and that's just a limitation in some way. But the way she expressed it was, and it felt like she was answering maybe your question or your concern, because she could read you in that way, was that that this is just so much different. You look around, you're driving around, you see a car, you see people driving, you see people doing errands all day, and it's just like their world is just completely different from this. It's as if you happen to go aboard a ship and leave and spend a considerable time out there, you are going to be just blown away, because it's like flipping a switch. There's nothing like this that you can compare on planet Earth now to how it is that they live there. So it's just kind of preparing you for a shock. In a way, it is so much different. Also, in my understanding on the energetic imprint that I got from that experience that we both lived through, there was just a very interesting energy that was released, right? So it just kind of mind boggles you, because you're sitting in your couch, you're on your tablet or on your phone, and all of a sudden you make this connection. And even though you're physically here, that part of you is on the ship, and we were both on the ship that time. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there a little bit, but I will just continue. So there's that's just a personal thing you asked, and I'm not allowed to know, or I just can't tap into that. Possible, very possible. You are standing here and you're inside the ship at the same time, right? Which is very interesting. And then you have that dream that night, or you have this recollection of you remembering stuff that you don't really did, but when you dream or you wake up the next morning, you realize you were somewhere doing something, and that was something, and that was the gist of it, of how is it possible to do that, right? How can you ascend in that way and put yourself in a place? Because we've been there before. I've been on that spaceship before. That's not it's like a mothership. It's huge. It's not small. It looks small, but it's big on the inside. It's like a mall, right? You go in the mall and it's huge, right? So for what felt like 5 minutes tops, you remember the experience now that I'm relaying to you, and you could talk about this for an hour, about how you felt, who was there, how you interacted with that Lyran child, and how you saw the Lyran mom. They don't have the facial features of a cat necessarily. They look like a lot like a cat, but they're just a very fluffy cat where you just kind of can't tell the facial features. Their skin is very light brown with black stripes on it, and they live aboard a spaceship. That's their home. If you go past the corridor and you keep going, because there's panes of glass as you walk across the oval part. It felt like it was an oval part. On the panes of glass, you look to your left, you could see the solar system. Right? You look to your left, you see the solar system through the panes of glass, and you're inside. There's a corridor, and we had our stasis chambers in the back with the pods there, 2 pods for us, one for you and one for me. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So yeah, it's just like, okay, you're gonna go back you're gonna be removed from the planet or taken away, and we don't recycle into the reincarnation cycle as most people will, right? We'll just go back into the body, into the other body. There's not so much more I can say. That's the gist of it. Again, I'm putting it out there. I'll upload the video. You might see this tonight or later when I have a chance to upload, as well as the others. And I'll post them. Maybe I won't post them, in the order which I recorded them. I want to get this right. Good description. Put it down for you guys. So I'll let you guys go. Something comes up, I'll post something tomorrow, and then we can just continue to deliver messages and keep everybody informed about the things that are going on.